Hello.
Hello, Arin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, Arin, so tell me, what are you doing in school and what topic do we have for class today?
We just, got out of the whole Peel writing format, and analysis,
Yes.
explanation,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Now we're moving on to studying nonfiction, features of nonfiction literature and stuff like that. Your
Okay.
camera's frozen.
Frozen music. 1 minute.
Yeah,
Just give me a minute. I'll just disconnect and re-log in then. Just 1 minute, okay?
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. And I'll show the paper also. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much better.
okay. Fine. So now regarding the non-fiction writing, have they shared any document with you, like what they want and what exactly needs to be covered up in this?
Uh, like so far we haven't had much, but I'll just search for some resources because we have been given. But
Okay.
it's just been like analyzing the features of it, like for example a diary entry or basic stuff like date and time perspectives, this that.
Okay.
Um, but yes, I can show you my previous assessments and
Oh,
um and the teacher's feedback with it. I'll
okay.
just send it
Okay.
to you.
Yeah, you can send it on chat. No problem.
Okay. How do I send it? That's the thing.
You have it saved on your
Yeah, yeah,
device.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then you can go to chat and you can go to personal chat and you can upload it over there.
Okay, let me just try that. Yeah,
1 second, I'll just send you 1 minute.
yeah.
Ah, okay, fine. Yeah, yeah, I got your hello.
Okay. Yeah, now I'll send it to you.
Fine.
So this was a compare and contrast. It was analysis, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just sending it. Yeah.
I'll just download it.
I'll just tell you the guiding text, right?
Yeah.
The novel we
Yes.
wrote. It was this novel called American Born Chinese. Are you aware?
Haha.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So it was. We had to analyze the characters.
Okay.
In this, we had to. No, no. For this, we had to analyze another short story, and this, and an excerpt from American Born Chinese, and we have to just talk about how the themes contrast and stuff like that. So like, this is the feedback she's giving for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is what she's highlighted for your TSC.
Yeah.
Okay. See, what I understand from this is that she's probably looking at you, kind of analyzing the literary devices a little more in detail.
Okay.
Like she, because I think on two occasions she's mentioned that there's no analysis here. Then she's also mentioned, I think once she says, where you need to give a little evidence, textual evidence, literary features that could be included.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I guess she probably wants you to see. Have they kind of told you all about the different tones, the different kind of like
That's
maybe figures of speech and other literary devices which are used in
like
texts?
juxtaposition and all, right? Like stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's the thing. We haven't like I'm not that well versed with those.
Okay, okay. Because see, what I see, even that she has kind of made a mention of that, that your understanding is pretty clear of the text and you know what you are required to do.
Hmm.
But when it probably comes down into presenting and kind of actually analyzing the two texts and comparing it in terms of their tones, literary aspects, I think that's where the gap comes in.
Okay.
Okay, so what we can do is,
So meaning like
see,
I'm just saying the story. I'm just saying I'm highlighting the events of the story. I'm not explaining the.
yeah, like see, even she says like there is no analysis. There is only like towards the end of that essay, where she's kind of highlighted the last 4 5 lines.
Yeah.
So she mentions there that saying that there is no analysis here. It's only a narration. So
Okay.
it's like, what have you, you mentioned that the Monkey King was buried for 500 years, and despite that, he is not ready to accept the fact that he is a Monkey King. He
Yeah.
still has, he believes that since he has learned that Kung Fu and all those things, he is a kind of a superior personality.
Yes.
So what she's also picked out there is that it's just a you kind of just told what has happened, but like what is your kind of analysis of the whole thing? That is what you haven't mentioned.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so maybe like see, like there are aspects in terms of imageries, there are like tones, there
Yeah.
are different literary devices, even in terms of writing. Like you have juxtapositions, you have maybe similes used, you have metaphors used.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what you all are on a spring break still?
No, no. Spring break just got over.
It's
Uh,
over. Okay. So, has she begun anything after the break?
yeah. So now, unfortunately, time has passed, so all of this analysis will not be repeated. But
Huh.
now they're going to be focusing on, I think, producing text using language organization. So they're going to be like making us write. I'm thinking non-fiction stuff. They're going to be making us write. and it's all about like our organization. There's no more analysis now.
Okay.
So I think
So
the
in terms of writing non-fiction, like what? In terms of like what diary entries, in terms of
yeah. So
articles or something?
the first thing we ever did was a diary entry. So have you watched the movie Lion? It's a recent movie actually. Yeah. So
I
we
not really. I mean, I think I began it with someone, but I didn't really get through. I mean, I didn't complete it. We were just
okay.
somewhere. Yeah.
So we had to step into the shoes of the main character at the time 1986, and then we have to write a diary entry, keeping in mind that the character was a child and all, so we had to write a diary entry that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all we've done actually so far. We've not done much more.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Okay.
So
But then
the
did she give you
only
feedback on what you wrote and how you've written?
yeah, I'll show you. So far we've only done genre conventions and
Or
yeah, yeah. One second. Okay, I don't know why, but our teacher has taken away the task. So,
okay, okay, no issues. So I guess see, this is something I think it was now. Are they looking at something like interview writings?
so interview we just did recently. We just analyzed what is there in an interview. So, like, what I wrote was, you need to have first of all the obvious question answer, right? But
Hmm.
not just that, then highlight um, timeline of events, overview of the interviewee, the current situation and everything, that all of that, and then you need to have I guess minimal biases, some
Yes. Yes.
perspectives. You need a minimal bias from the interviewer. Interviewee has to tell their perspective.
Yes, and it's more factual based. See,
Yeah,
because yeah, even well, it's from the point of view of the interviewee also. It's more of the data. If it is presented, it needs to be more factual
okay,
because
yeah,
it's something which is done on a personal basis. It's on a one-on-one communication.
yeah, yeah,
So also understanding that we in terms of the questions or in terms of the analysis which is presented by the interviewer, they aren't they don't kind of get offensive or kind of get offending.
exactly. So
Yeah. So they also don't they aren't kind of over exaggerating on any aspect of what the interviewee has said.
but I wrote that we need little bit debate as well, like little bit. But I'm not sure if that's correct.
Debate, see, in an interview, the aspect of a debate is a little on the lower side, I would say, because it's more of you kind of have a different perspective when you're doing an interview. But
Yeah,
when you're having a GD, a group discussion,
yeah.
so there is a possibility of a lot of difference in opinion coming.
Okay, yeah, correct.
Whereas when you're in an interview, the interviewer would try to a great extent not to kind of superimpose his or her thoughts on the interviewee.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's a kind of getting into a debate. That's what I said. Unless and until the interviewer doesn't ask something which is maybe too personal or which requires a person to go beyond a certain limit of comfort or level of comfort to answer the question.
yeah,
So that is something that you we I mean that needs to be kept in mind in these kind of interview writings.
yeah, yeah,
But
correct.
have they made you do an interview writing, or are you just kind of in the initial stages of discussion and all that?
I feel like that is something that will come eventually, but no, we haven't done it yet.
But okay, so how do they give it to you? Like, do they give you a general topic, or they give you some kind of a background, and then you are asked to do it? Like, how do they go about it with your?
So Yeah, that's right. So so far what it has been is like they introduce the oh, the text type. They introduce the text type. They make us watch an example or read an example and write features, right? So perspectives, this and features. Then they will make us write one on our own. So yeah.
Okay.
So if it's a story, we can we would read the story and then write our own. We'd pick a character and then write the diary entry based on what the character is feeling,
Okay.
something like that.
So if I just for us to maybe kind of practice practice for class,
Yeah,
if I give you a text,
yeah,
okay, and based on the text, if there are a set of questions, so would you be able to build up on the interview writing? Would you be
yeah,
able to work that out? If
yeah,
I
yeah,
give you a text, you read it, and then you have the question, and you kind of present your answer as the interviewee.
yeah, yeah. Correct.
Would that be, would that work for you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Arun, just give me maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I'll just, get down to my data, and I'll see I have these passages which I can then share with you.
Hmm.
And I'll give you the questions wherein then we could read it, analyze it, and then work out on the how we could present the interview writing.
Okay.
Yeah, so just give me maybe 2 3 minutes. I'll just share my screen with you then. Yeah. Arvind, I've sent you the file.
Yeah.
So see, this has a text and it has 3 questions.
Okay, so I have to answer based on the information in the text.
Yes.
Okay.
But you could present it in your own words and in your, in the way that you want it. But the answer should be such that it would handle these individual questions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So how much time do I get for this?
See, we have class till 5:15, no?
Yeah.
So if you could finish it up maybe by 5 to 5 or 5 later, so that I have time to discuss it with you then.
Yeah. 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 I'll do that. And
Yeah. So even
one.
even maybe if you cannot do all the 3 questions, at least if you're able to do 2 questions, so I understand how you're able to write, and then I could we could discuss, maybe even if you do the first one we could discuss it. So if there's any feedback I need to give you, then you can improvise on it in the second itself,
Okay. And
rather than wait for you to do all the
or
3.
handwritten or typed?
If you could put it into word, it's better, no? Then you can just forward the file
Yeah.
only.
Sure. Sure.
It will be convenient for you also,
Yeah. Sure.
right? So as of now, what you do is first you read the passage and just let me know that whether you're clear with the passage, or is this any kind of discrepancy in understanding it. So we'll sort that out. Then you take up the first question.
Okay. Just give me like a few minutes. I'll read it. And I'll
Yeah.
get.
Just take your time, read it, work on the first question. If you want to discuss the points also, we can discuss the points of the first question. Then you can get down to writing it and then send it to me, and then move on to the next one.
Okay.
So we do it that way, right? Okay. Arun,
Yeah.
hello, Arun. Just,
Yeah.
just, just give me a moment, okay? I guess there is some mix-up which has happened in the passage and the question. Just hang on for a minute.
No problem.
Just,
Yeah.
just check it and confirm that. 1 minute. Did you get the new file?
I think I see it. Is it something?
Yeah, interview new. It's a
New.
second. Yeah. Just go through this one.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I will read it now.
Yes.
So what exactly does gilded mean when they keep saying it? Sorry, I think you're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, see, when they're talking about the gilded one, it's like, the one whom they would, who was in, was their ruler, but the one whom they would kind of cover up with gold because they would have so much of those gold stores.
Hmm.
Okay, so someone whom they would, adorn with a lot of gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, covered up. They say, like, in that first para, they say that they would blow those gold dust on that person and adorn that person with gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just read it one more time now? Yeah.
Arin, you can read it. It's no problem.
Oh,
Yeah. Are you finding something difficult to understand?
no, no. It's that I feel like I'm missing a detail Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, no problem. You can read it, read it till you're comfortable in terms of writing it down.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll just read it.
Yeah.
So El Dorado is a statue that they left.
Come again.
So this El Dorado thing, it's a statue, right?
Basically, what happened is, what was initially considered that it's like a place, a city,
Hmm.
which was, very, very rich with lot of gold and precious stones and other things. So that is what, like many of these people, basically the tribal people in America, South America, I mean, the Europeans basically thought that somewhere in South America there is this place, El Dorado.
Yeah.
So, the El Dorado is actually what was then translated to the Gilded One. That's, when they translated it, and they thought that there were a lot of riches which were there, and therefore there were a lot of, these expeditions and people were sent to explore the place.
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you see in the initial part of the text, they say, that there were around five groups of people sent to explore the place, but they really couldn't find something like that.
Oh,
But then we have this person, uh, they talk about here, Martinez.
yeah.
Yeah, then he comes into the picture, and then he talks about, how what happens to him, and how they how he kind of found the things and all that. And then we have the story told to Sir Walter, and then he goes on another expedition to find out. So
Yeah.
it's something that is still, what is believed that probably it's there, but no one has really been able to kind of, go and get it. So it's still like a mystery for them.
The city.
Sorry?
What is in the city? Like the things that are
No,
missing.
the mystery. Like, they're still looking, because he says, like, see, even when Walter and all, they go, what do they get back? He gets back some strange plants, animals, and, blue tinged rocks.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like in terms of really getting the gold and all, no one has really been able to, find it. And then he says, like, though he tried talking to the queen and, getting financial support, but no one was really ready to believe him and to give that kind of financial support so that he could, kind of continue on those explorations.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
what he at the end, if you see, he says he remains convinced that vast gold mines exist close to the Orinoco River. So
Yeah.
that's what he still believes, though he went and he couldn't get, but he believes that probably it's something there.
Oh.
And the last para, have you reached the last para?
Yeah, yeah. I read that.
Yeah, so it says, see, that most likely El Dorado was an excuse used by European adventurers who were eager to discover the quickest path to riches. Like, see, it probably could be an island which was very rich with a lot of things, and people could go there, get those, and obviously then they would earn money. So it was, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
All right. And
So,
now
yeah, are you ready to move to the question, the first one?
Juan Martinez. Okay. Wait. So I'll just go through it again. Thinking about Juan and his place in the story. Okay.
Yeah, because the first question that we need to answer is, like the interviewer is asking Martinez, tell me exactly why were you cast adrift in the jungle?
Yeah.
So your answer now, what you have to formulate is the answer to this question.
Yeah. And I'll have to read it in the text and see.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So do this, then we'll discuss it. You can tell me what are your thoughts, and then we could share. I could give you what we actually need to do, and then we could maybe you could then frame it down as your answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay, so for the first question, very simple answer I think that is. So the reason he was cast adrift was because he was in charge of looking after the gunpowder, and on his watch the gunpowder had exploded, right? Which, yeah.
So, uh, so why was he then like cast adrift? So they say like, tell me,
Because
yeah,
it was
tell me exactly why were you cast adrift in the jungle?
the gunpowder exploding was like an obstruction to the excursion, the mission, right?
Yeah, and one more thing is, see, it was, he was in charge of ensuring that the gunpowder was kept well protected and, guarded.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah, it was his responsibility. So, you could start off like that, that it was my job or it was my responsibility.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Now another thing over here is that, see, while from Martinez point of view, you can say that yes, it was my job and I was appointed specifically, given an opportunity to be a part of this mission, because as an officer in charge of the gunpowder and to ensure that the expedition would be carried out smoothly. But another thing is, see, nowhere are they mentioning exactly what led to the explosion.
yeah.
So, what led to the explosion? Like, was it a mishap from his side, or was it some unforeseen circumstances that led to the explosion? Was it his carelessness or his lack of vigilance?
Okay.
So we have to also keep that point in mind. Remember that.
Yeah,
Okay. See, understand, when you're doing an interview, it's like, imagine if you are Martinez.
yeah.
Now you are being asked this question, like, tell me why were you cast adrift into the jungle?
Okay. So then I'll say in his perspective only.
Yes, you have to do it from his perspective. It's like you getting into his shoes and imagining that you are Martinez, who kind of survived that whole thing, and now you are being interviewed, and someone is asking you that, Mr. Martinez, tell me why were you cast adrift during that expedition?
Okay. So yeah. So during this expedition, I was cast because I was the one who was assigned to look after the gunpowder, but on my watch the gunpowder exploded, and
Yes.
that was like the cardinal mistake that
Yes,
was made.
and that led to the, they've even mentioned like the entire ship
And,
exploded.
yeah, and that led to the end of the journey itself. So
Correct. So possibly it's also a reason. Maybe many of your co-fellows lost their lives.
yeah,
So you could also mention that see, because you have to talk about it from your point of view, that I mean, it's probably a feeling of guilt that you are living with, wherein some of your colleagues or some of your close associates lost their lives also. Some of them maybe were not found when the ship exploded, and maybe they obviously everything just got kind of it was destroyed, and many, maybe a friend or two of yours couldn't be found,
but
but some.
like like realistically, like if I'm trying to maintain a reputation as well, I would
Yeah.
not say bad things about myself, right?
No, you
But
wouldn't, but it's something that you can say, that you still have those feelings, that that though you may not have been responsible, because you're also saying that,
yeah,
that though you would like to add that it was, you probably were not careless about the whole thing, but it was some unforeseen circumstances that led to the explosion.
yeah,
So you are mentioning that, so it's not that you are kind of portraying yourself as being the one responsible for it.
yeah, correct.
You understanding? So the
Yeah,
way you word it, the way you going to present the response, because if you're going to say directly that yes, I am the one responsible and I was the one, then you could be, that shows that you are taking the onus of being the one responsible for the explosion, but it's not that way.
yeah, yeah, correct.
Okay, so how you going to use language? So here is where you're going to handle language effectively.
Okay,
Okay, and your tone. See, your tone is also going to play, like, the tone that you're going to use. So you are going to have a tone of, you're going to have a tone of maybe sorrow, that something like this happened in under your vigilance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the tone would matter, the kind of words you use would matter. Maybe you would need to use a little forceful words at times, but also you would have to mellow down at certain words.
Yeah.
Are you understanding, Arun, how what I'm trying to tell you? Okay,
Yeah.
so that goes with the first part, that why were you cast adrift. And yeah, so maybe that you were held responsible, and that's the reason you were cast adrift into the jungle. And that then we come to the next question. That's when you have the second question, which asks that explain what happened to you before you mysteriously reappeared.
Huh. So he was okay. So he before he reappeared, he did not know. He just knew of the city Manoa, the city of gold. He did not go there, right?
Well, he just speaks about it.
Yeah,
The piece of the city that he calls as actually Manoa.
yeah, correct.
But that is later. But what exactly happens to him before he kind of appears? After the explosion and before the appearance?
Yeah.
So what happens during that? That's what you have to handle for the second question.
Okay, so what happened was he
Hmm.
had uh, he went he went to the city of Manoa where he had found where he went to the and he had gotten like gold and stuff as a gift, right? Of leaving the city, but then they had been taken away from him on his way back.
Yeah, but before that, there is something given in the text which I'm not sure if you've missed out, or you're not including it in the answer here. They have mentioned what happened to him before he got the gold and he left. See,
He,
Arin, here, no, there are things which you would have to, besides taking the help of the text, things that you would have to kind of imagine that happened to you when you were in his place.
yeah.
So
Huh,
imagine that your
so
ship
when
exploded.
yeah, so when he was left on the canoe, as a punishment, he disappeared in the rivers.
Yes, so that is when you got to build up on that story, and build up your answer on that. So what happened while you were then as a punishment? So you were probably taught the one to be responsible, and so you were kept in that open canoe for several days.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, another thing is, now what has now you are, imagine you are in a jungle, and you are in the depths of the jungle, because he also mentions that they had gone deep into the jungle. So you are in the depths of the jungle, and now you're left in that open canoe. So what is happening? What's going on in your mind? What are the things that you would have faced while you were in that situation?
so I had no contact with anybody.
Yes,
First,
okay. So you felt like you were cut off from the rest of the world.
yeah, and did not know where I was. Did not have any sense of time. I think because
Yes.
considering it's 1580 something, they don't have all that stuff, right? They
Okay.
only have shadow clocks and stuff like that.
Possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what, you were alone, so you were scared, because you were surrounded by a jungle, so you never knew. So you can say, I was scared, I never knew whether I would be alive the next moment, or whether
Yeah.
some fearful animal would kind of make me a meal.
Correct. Correct.
Correct. So this is all what you got to imagine. See, when you are kind of writing an interview, you would have to imagine certain things, and I mean factual things. Don't go vague.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't go vague, but you would have to imagine. So if imagine that you are in a canoe, you're in the middle of a jungle, so obviously you're going to be scared. You're going to be frightened that whether something could happen to you. You're cut off from
Definitely.
everything,
Yeah.
correct? You have no food, so
Yeah.
you survive for a number of days, maybe just hunting and seeing whatever could be edible. You're desperately looking for a way to get back on get back into the mainstream of the river.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the things that you have to add on from your side.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so if I'm looking at building up a response, because see here it's all about building up your answer.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these are the responses that we would look for.
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so that like you managed to survive, then how difficult it was for you to survive without food.
Yeah.
And the only thing you could see that obviously there was nothing left of your ship except the anchor. That
Yeah.
mention is it's made in the text later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. So these are the things that you will have to include in the second part and then you kind of find these local people. So you are who take you and go for several days and they blindfold you.
Blindfold, like physically, like actually, they blindfolded me.
Yeah, so you can say then you are met by these local people who appear to be friendly, but then you're scared again is because they blindfold you
Yeah.
for days.
What to who to trust and
Yes, and then you realize that you are taken back to that city, to that you are taken into the city of gold, which you call Manoa, which is what the people there refer to because that's how you probably heard the name.
yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, and and when your eyes are open, probably you all that that you can you could have ever imagined is that you're surrounded with gold everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all you have to write. All these points have to be included in this response of yours.
Correct.
And then when you're returning, you are gifted with a lot of gold, which is something that you never expected after this kind of experience. But then it's like misfortune following you along the way, and then you are robbed of all of this. Okay,
Correct. Correct.
are you getting it?
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot
Yeah,
of sense. It's basically
correct.
making inferences, right?
Yes, it's about making. See, because what happens is when we have the text given, no, we cannot do everything. Just pick up and write, pick up and write. No, that's not what we are meant. What is expected of us.
That's more like comprehension.
Huh.
Mhm.
And that's something which is done with the smaller kids. Where the
Yeah,
ones who are kind of in lower grades, where we don't expect them to be analytical. We don't expect them to be able to interpret things. But at your level, we expect all this from you because
yeah,
with better understanding this is what should come from you.
yeah.
Getting it? All right. Next we go to
The
why should I believe anything that you are telling me?
okay, that's a very open question. So,
Yeah, and it's something which could be there are a lot of ways by which you could interpret this. So how would you want to handle this? Why should I believe anything you are telling? Now this is see like this is a little sensitive question. Like as an interviewer, suppose I am asking you, what now you're telling me all about this that you found this gold city and you were given gold and everything. So why would I want to believe you? On what basis should I still believe you?
yeah, because I'm giving you information, first-hand information about um, an experience, right?
Hmm.
So, which is something that not a lot of people actually go through, right? Being stranded on.
Uh, So yeah, so one thing that you can say is yes, that because you are, you have, like you said, it's a first time experience, and this is something which you have probably seen and felt with, seen with your own eyes, and you have actually been there.
Hmm.
So although you have no concrete evidence to support what you're saying,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. Um,
That's
Yeah,
but
and another thing is that you can say is that see the truth lies in the fact that even that Sir Walter, the expedition that went after you, they still got the anchor, which probably was from the ship that exploded.
yeah. Okay.
So so that is another fact that you can add to say that what you are saying, what it can be a kind of a factual tool to support what you said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is something that this is something that you can see. So these are the reasons, and that one should believe you that what you are saying about this gold city of Manoa and all is actually true.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay. And even see, another thing is like even uh, like when the expeditions later on they went, they were able to find some some kind of uh, uh, blue tinged rocks which they believe were probably made from copper, mined out of copper.
Yeah.
So it also shows that there is a lot of, beside gold, there is other wealth also which is present in the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
they
the,
said they used to mine gold and emerald too.
yeah. So when you are talking about the third question, you would have to kind of give a little bit of facts from the passage.
Okay.
Because if you are like, I ask you, why should I believe you? So you're obviously going to use certain facts and data to tell me that, Baba, these are the reasons why you should believe me.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Because tomorrow if somebody tells you, Areen, prove to me that what you're saying is true. So how are you going to do that? Just by speaking, you can't do it. You have to give certain facts. You have to
Yeah.
give a proof. Then only will I believe you that I say, yeah, he's saying this. This is what he's proving to me. So what he says is probably, it's most likely that what he says is true.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
You getting it? So in this answer, you would have to use, data like in the form of facts from the text.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
I hope this has been clear with you in terms of how you got to go about the writing, about
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Arun, what you could do is on the basis of what we've discussed with regard to the three questions. Now you can try and write out your answers.
Yeah. Sure. I'll do that.
Right. So if you write it out and you send it to me, then I could go through it and give you a feedback that I mean what you've done. I mean how we could kind of improvise, or maybe what is really good that you mentioned about it. So that would help you to kind of improve on writing interviews.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So is it clear? Is it clear, or are you still kind of unsure of something? Then I could recap on that.
Actually, not really. Like, I understand what you mean by like use facts as well as make your own inferences, but like
Yes.
it shouldn't be too far-fetched. You can't make your own information.
So it has to be keeping in mind the text. That's why the text is given to us. So the text is the guideline.
Yeah, yeah. You can't make your own information. Say
Huh.
like,
So I cannot sit and fantasize, about Martinez.
yeah,
I cannot fantasize to that extent. Whatever I think, whatever I create, the facts also have to be within the boundaries of the text.
yeah. Okay.
Are you
Yeah,
getting it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what? That's why I said. Now, after discussing, I think you've understood things probably properly. So now you write it out. Then you will exactly understand. Are you able to present what you think?
Correct, correct.
Because that's what's basically going to give you the marks. Your presentation of the text.
Okay,
Got it?
okay.
So when you're done with it, you can send it. Then we could. I could go through it, and maybe whenever we have the next class, we could discuss it, and then I could share whatever is my feedback on that.
Yeah. And also, I have a feeling like in our next English class, we will be writing an interview. So I'll show you what.
Yes, yes. So that also we can then incorporate those points maybe into our text, and we could then see how exactly, if there's anything that your school specifically wants you to do.
Correct. Yeah.
So we can do that too. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So
Uh,
then I'll end class for today. Anything before that? Anything before I end?
Not really, but I'll write down all.
Sure. Yeah. Do that. Do that. It will really be helpful to you because you yourself would understand how much are you able to kind of like what you think and what you write. How well you can do that.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, because sometimes when we discuss things it sounds pretty simple,
Yeah.
but when you get down to putting it into words, then that is challenging at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
All right.
fine then. So I'll see you next class.
Yeah, I'll see you then
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.